Guys, welcome to Lycom. Just on site today, and just to show you sometimes what we'll do. Two-way radio systems not working very well. Aerial like that, big problem. Not made for tractors, made for taxi cab roofs. This, on the other hand, true spring aerial, earth independent, works exceptionally well on these type of cab roofs. Very flexible, has its brain in there, has a rod, flexi, the whole lot. So for a system like this that isn't performing well, an area like that is the game changer. So take a look at one we prepared earlier here. We go with the mirror mounting to keep it away from all components, but there are other ways of doing it. It doesn't really care in some regards. It won't interfere with anything. It's fully shielded aerial, it's earth independent, and it will change the way your two-way radios work for the better. These radios were performing very poorly. Now we're hitting we're in a high area but a hilly area. Can be hitting up on 10 plus kilometers, whereas previously they were struggling to talk in sight. So the radios themselves, well, they may seem like the expensive component. The aerial is the life of any of these two-way radios. So Lycom, get in touch. We'll give you some advice. We'll give you the gear. We can even come to site if you require for fitting and retuning. We sell the radios modularly. They come with the aerials pre-tuned, more importantly. So good way to get up and running very simply. So this is what's called an SWR meter, and that's how we test our effectiveness of our aerials for an analog system. It doesn't really work on digital. It can sort of work, but not as good. So what we do is we key up here on the radio, and we set our dial. So you can see there, we want to set it down at the infinity symbol. Okay. So then what we do is, when we have a press there, hit that reflected power, and you can see a really low reading there. That's outstanding. 2 and below is what we want. So SWR meter, nice simple thing which can help get your aerials working really well. Some of these were hitting over 10, which is outrageous, and the other radio was damaged. That was in this, I had to swap it out. So prolonged bad aerials will damage your radios, and you won't be putting out the power. Aerial fitted, clamp on there, conduit, it's going to run in there and up there, as you can see. Plenty of flex on that. This is a slightly higher spec system. It's not really needed for normal use, but I use it to test. So what it does is it tells us how much power the radio is putting out. So it's putting out 20 watts. This is an old radio. It's not great. I want to be putting out 25 really. But more importantly, when I turn that knob back and bounce it, it's putting no power back down the line. So we'll live with the low output for the very good aerial working. So this system was already in place, so there's a couple of radios kicking around. I'm not in the business of replacing radio for no good reason. That radio is pretty much okay, but it could be changed down the line very easily. So a true line is like a commercial grade one, but the SWR meter is a simple way of testing and making sure everything's working right for you. Another problem we had here was that the radios weren't coming out of the ignition. So what I've done is, this is called ignition sense cable, very simple, but the whole point being the radio needs to come out of the ignition. Having lads turn them on is a disaster. They'll forget to turn them on to get on the road. So most of the radios we sell come with ignition sense, but if you have Motorola's and they currently don't have it, it's a simple cable, and you just tap it off of ignition feed just to wake it up. It's not a power draw on as such. So small things that make all the difference. So the last component to our system is we've taken our old clip, we've gone with what's called a gear keeper. So what it is it's a retractable mic holder. I've slightly modified it. That's our gift of a job, gear keeper.